Pennsylvania is not the only state confronted with issues from the Trump regime that impact the LGBTQ plus community. California is also facing threats from the U.S. Department of Education about transgender girls and women in school based athletic competition. California lawmakers won't change state policies allowing transgender kids and teens to play on sports teams consistent with their gender identities amid heated nationwide debates over the participation of trans youth in athletics. Democratic lawmakers on the State Assembly's Committee on Arts, Entertainment, Sports, and Tourism rejected two proposals by Republican lawmakers on Tuesday after hours of impassioned debate and commentary. One bill would have required the California Interscholastic Federation, the governing body for high school sports, to adopt rules banning students whose sex was assigned male at birth from participating on a girls' school sports team. The other would have reversed a 2013 law allowing students to participate in sex-segregated school programs, including on sports teams, and use bathrooms and other facilities aligned with their gender identity. It would have applied to K through 12 and college students. The hearing came a day after Transgender Day of Visibility and weeks after Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom angered his political allies when he suggested on his podcast it's unfair for transgender athletes to participate in girls' sports. Democratic Assembly member Chris Ward, the committee chair who leads the legislative LGBTQ caucus, said the bills were part of a broader attack on the rights of transgender youth. He said they could also be invasive to cisgender girls who might be asked to prove their sex. At least 24 states have laws on the books barring transgender women and girls from participating in certain women's or girls' sports competitions. Now, to be fair, judges have temporarily blocked bans in Arizona, Idaho, and Utah. In New Hampshire and West Virginia, students who sued those states over bans were allowed to compete. At the federal level, President Donald Trump signed an executive order last month aimed at barring transgender athletes from participating in girls' and women's sports. Some states have also imposed bans on gender-affirming care and required schools to share students' gender identity with their parents without the student's consent. So, last week, Education Secretary Linda McMahon sent Governor Gavin Newsom a letter saying his remarks on his podcast caught her attention and requesting that he clarify his stance. Take a stand on your convictions, she wrote. Be clear about the harms of gender confusion. Protect female spaces. Do not encourage children to seek permanent medical interventions to their sex. Inform parents. Huh. I wonder if she informed the parents of the young boys that used to run around the ring at WWE sporting events about the harm that Vince McMahon and others might have caused. I doubt she did. I highly doubt it. The U.S. Department of Education also announced an investigation last week into the state education department over a law banning school districts from requiring teachers and staff to notify parents if a student changes their gender identity at school. I'm not sure how you go about changing your gender identity at school. I'm assuming that means pronoun usage or name usage, but that's what the story says, and I'm simply sharing it. For more on the Trump administration stance on transgender athletes in California, we turn to Curtis Ming from KCRA Channel 3 in Sacramento.